honoring women who deserve to be Vicki's Queen for today and helping make their wishes come true. Now it is time to hear the inspiring story of another wonderful woman. This is Trinell Tolson. She has a good reason to nominate her mom as Vicki's Queen for today. You called us, and what did you tell us, Trinell?
I said that mom should be queen for today because she raised 4 kids, and she also went to law school at the same time. And raising us was not easy.
You were a handful, were you, Trinell?
Well, my brothers were.
Oh, you were perfect, of course.
Well, I did the best I could.
Let's meet your mommy. From Atlanta, Georgia, please welcome Thelma Kaushik. Hi, Thelma.
I know there wasn't in the script, but it's okay.
Now, you know what? I couldn't figure out who was who backstage. You girls look like sisters.
Yeah, that's right.
So how do you stay so young doing all this, Mom?
I don't worry.
You don't worry?
I don't worry.
4 kids. How long did it take you to go through law school raising 4 kids at the same time?
23 years.
Stop.
23 years, yeah.
23 years. So when did you get the law degree?
1988.
Now, there was no, you were a single mom,
Single
yes?
parent, yeah.
So how did you all manage?
We had a hard time. I had 4 kids at 18. I was married when I was 15.
Wow.
And divorced when I was 21. And I just made up in my mind I was going to do
So this guy left
something.
when the kids were babies.
Yeah.
Nice guy.
Yeah. Nice guy.
Oh. So now, did the kids work? Did you help put Mom through law school? Or how did that work?
I had to feed them while I was going to law school.
Right.
So how did you do this? How many, well, I mean, did you have more than one job?
Yeah, and I worked,
Right.
I worked in the day and I went to school at night, or I worked at night and went to school in the day, whichever one was flexible, wherever I could get a job, I just worked it. I just kept changing jobs so that I could go to school.
What a lot of determination, too. Now, the kids are home alone while you're doing this?
Somewhat. Well, I had babysitters here and there, and they, you know, they were pretty, they had gotten to the age where they could take care of themselves.
Were you all rotten teenagers?
Rotten teenagers.
Come on, fess up, Trinell. Were you?
A little bit. A little bit.
But everybody came out okay? How old are the kids now?
20,
Oh, trick
24,
question.
25, 26, and 27.
Wow, and everybody's
Yeah.
doing well.
Yeah, but I got to tell you now, I got to tell you something else. I got 3 grandchildren.
Well, good for
Yeah,
congratulations.
let's talk about them, yeah. Got some grandchildren.
You don't look like a grandma, Thelma.
I
You
don't
really
feel
don't.
like one.
And you're working hard for the homeless.
Yeah, I've had a transitional home for 5 years now, and we've had close to 700 people, right at 700 people with 80% success rate, men and women and children and families.
Is this something that you've always felt strongly about?
No, I was inspired by it in 1988. In 1985, I started an organization for women on welfare to help get them off of welfare. So I opened up a store, a mortgage company, and trained them how to become brokers because I don't want them on welfare. I had I had a hard time, you know, so I didn't want it. And I always asked God that if He could really do something for me and grant me a wish to let it be where I can help other people.
And you're doing that.
Yeah, I love it.
Now, in the meantime, you pushed yourself so hard that you had a heart attack when you were awfully young.
Yeah, 1983.
Do you figure it was from stress and from working
Yeah,
so
that's
hard?
what my doctor said. It was from stress, but I had a nervous breakdown at 19. And, you know, just from one thing to another. I suffered a lot of abuse at a young age, and I think that's another thing that inspired me, and it just keeps me going, keeps me motivated. You know, while I'm involved with the homeless, and since I've been involved with the homeless, I've found a new me, you know, and I learned to love myself. And a lot of people say, well, you do good for the homeless, but that's not true. The homeless do good for me. They help me spiritually. You know, we're very close.
Trinell, what are your favorite memories of your mom?
There were always fairs. Like, you know, the fairs, the country fairs or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
She always took, that's my favorite thing. I mean, I like Six Flags and stuff like that. So she always made sure that I got there. And just like, okay, she didn't like this guy that I was dating. She hated him.
When was this
So-
now? When you were a teenager? When you were a rotten teenager?
Well, she hated all my boyfriends.
Uh-huh. Well, that's a mom's job, basically.
Well, they really were jerks, though.
Yeah, well, they usually
Well, I mean,
are.
I liked them because either they were tall or they were dark, or that was good enough reason at that time to date
Tell
them.
about the car.
So anyway, she didn't like this guy. She hated him with a passion. So she put an ad in the paper for me. And she didn't tell me anything about this guy. because she went out of town and she forgot to tell me. But meantime, guys are calling me, and because I talk, I start talking. So I get all these dates, and I'm going out and having a good time. I've been on like 2 dates before she called me and told me, "Oh, I put an ad in the paper for you." You know, but they
No.
no.
It's because she doesn't know how to pick them for herself.
No, but see, I was going to screen everything. I was going to do everything, you know, for her. But I didn't want, you know, it's not that I wanted her to date, but you couldn't tell her anything. She was one of these children. I mean,
She
you
was a
couldn't
rotten
tell-
teenager.
Yeah, she was a rotten teenager.
Yeah, but she's fine now,
She's okay now.
and you're terrific.